Two people accused of child sex trafficking appeared for the first time in federal court today.
Reporter Sam Shapiro was in court this morning for their initial appearance.
32-year-old Antonio Nicholson and 30-year-old Rebecca Perry were arraigned this morning in federal court, charged with sex trafficking of a minor. Both pled not guilty. Federal prosecutors allege over an 8-month span, Nicholson of West Columbia and Perry of Columbia, along with 24-year-old Monisha Gary of Clinton, recruited minors who were runaways, then advertised the victims on the internet for sex. The indictment also alleges Nicholson and Perry went across state lines to find victims, and prosecutors say Nicholson brought a minor to Columbia from North Carolina. A federal magistrate denied bond for Nicholson and Perry this morning. Jennifer Mason with Richland County Court-appointed special advocate says since last May, she's been seeing an uptick in cases.
If you are aware of what trafficking truly looks like, if you are aware of the tactics that traffickers tend to use, it's less likely that you will become a victim of human trafficking.
There are also signs people can look out for if they feel someone is a victim of human trafficking. SC's director of the Human Trafficking Task Force, Catherine Moorhead, explained one of the biggest signs is when victims are isolated and completely pulled out of their daily routine.
Traffickers will oftentimes isolate their victims as well. So if young people were very active in after-school activities or what have you with their social group, if they pull back, that's a red flag as well.
Now, as of December 15, 2023, SLED opened 357 trafficking cases, with 314 being sex trafficking. Reporting in the newsroom, Sam Shapiro, WIS News 10.
A lot of sunshine out there today. It was a nice one for us. High temperatures topping out around 61 degrees, thankfully well below our record of 82 degrees. But if you're a fan of the 60s, we've got more on tap as we head throughout this week, especially by Wednesday and Thursday. Highs make it into the mid 60s, but before we get there, we've got to get through some thicker cloud cover and a few showers. We'll talk about when those arrive, time them out for you hour by hour in your full First Alert 10-day forecast coming at you right after the break.
Real-time closed captioning of this program is provided by the state of South Carolina. WIS News